What if I told you that your reality could completely change within the next hour? What you've been waiting for, whether it's money, love, opportunities, or healing, doesn't have to come someday or eventually. It can happen right now, because that exact shift is about to happen. This isn't a guess or an illusion. It's a specific, proven process that has already helped thousands of people quickly manifest what they desire. And today, I've learned how to do the same. If you're ready to stop waiting and start receiving, hit the like button on this video and subscribe, because what you're about to hear won't just make you believe in the power of the subconscious. You'll know that it works. For most of my life, I was like everyone else, always waiting. Waiting for the right age, the perfect moment, the ideal circumstances. I kept looking for signs, hoping for confirmation, postponing my dreams. Until one day, I asked myself, what if waiting is the very thing that's holding me back? What if everything I need is already inside me? That moment changed everything. I realized I didn't need to repeat affirmations endlessly or try to force belief. There's a direct method, simple, clear, and surprisingly effective. The people who use it see results in minutes, not months. I used to wonder why some people seem to attract success, love, and abundance effortlessly, while others stay stuck for years. I thought it was luck, talent, or connections. But the truth is, it's about understanding how reality actually works. Think about it. When you order a delivery for tomorrow, you don't spend the whole day anxiously checking if it's coming. You just know it's on the way. That kind of quiet confidence is exactly what sets the manifestation process in motion. Most people do the opposite. They mentally set a timer, then stress, doubt, and constantly ask, when will it happen? That kind of energy blocks what they want. It's not about waiting. It's about knowing. And when your inner state is fully aligned with your desire, when you truly live from a place where it already exists, reality has no choice but to respond. Manifestation doesn't have to be complex, spiritual, or slow. Everything shifts the moment you shift your inner state. There's a method to do it, and I use it. I'm not speaking in theory. I've lived this. Once I made this shift, things started happening faster than I ever imagined. And the timing? It doesn't depend on the day, the moon, or any outside factor. It depends on me. And if you're reading this now, that's no accident either. What you want is already looking for you. You just have to take the first step and allow yourself to know that it's happening. Not later, not someday, right now. As I began to truly dive into the process of manifestation, a powerful but simple truth became clear to me. Everything starts with your inner state. It's not the outside world that determines whether you get what you want. It's how you feel and think from within. I no longer repeat endless affirmations wondering if they'll work. Instead, I've chosen a direct approach. I shift my state right now, because when my inner world is confident, clear, and aligned, the outer world naturally begins to mirror it. The secret isn't in struggle, effort, or doing everything right. The real power lies in energetic alignment. My desires already exist on another level of reality. And the moment I match their frequency, they begin to appear in my life. The most surprising part, the moment I stopped waiting, everything began to unfold. I no longer hoped. I knew. And that knowing became the most powerful catalyst for change. When I radiate certainty, it's like I'm sending a signal. I'm already there. The universe doesn't respond to hopes that are filled with doubt. It responds to pure, stable inner states. Let me give you an example. If I believe that achieving my goal will take years, my mind and body will organize themselves to support that timeline. My thoughts, actions, and even outside events will align to make it take years. But when I believe it can happen quickly, in days or even hours, everything shifts. My brain reprograms. My intuition sharpens. Opportunities start randomly showing up. Except they're not random at all. Most people unconsciously slow down their own progress. They carry beliefs like, success takes time. Financial freedom comes only after decades of work. True love is rare and distant. I grew up hearing these things too. But now I know, those are just mental programs. They're not universal truths. Reality isn't fixed. It's flexible. It molds itself to my personal truth. If I believe things can happen fast, and I emotionally live in that reality, my world begins to shift right away. This isn't fantasy, it's transformation. My brain, my body, and my energy start to function differently when I enter a new version of myself. A version where the desire is already fulfilled. Dr. Joe Dispenza says the brain is a record of the past. And when we continue thinking, feeling, and believing the same way, day after day, we stay stuck in our old identity. But the moment I step into a new internal state, new doors start to open. I meet the right people. I receive unexpected offers. I see opportunities that weren't there before. Or maybe they were, I just wasn't aligned with them. This is not magic. This is conscious creation through the power of energy, attention, and belief. When I stop reacting to the past and start acting from certainty in the present, life responds almost instantly. All versions of me already exist. My job is to choose which one I want to become. And I don't have to wait. I just have to become that version right now. I started to see my mind as a navigation system, like a GPS. When I set a clear destination, my internal system automatically begins to guide me toward it. Even if I take a wrong turn or make a mistake, just like a GPS, my mind recalculates. It doesn't blame, panic, or stop. It simply finds a new route. That realization changed how I view my thoughts, emotions, and behavior. I began to treat them as signals I can tune. Whatever I believe deeply becomes the foundation of everything. My thoughts, my choices, and even the way life responds to me. If I believe that achieving something will take years, then my brain, my actions, and even the people around me will shape that exact timeline. But when I know that something can happen quickly, in days or even hours, my brain starts creating that path automatically. And that's when I understood. It's not about luck. It's not about trying harder. It's about how my brain is wired and what I allow myself to believe. Most people don't realize how deeply they're limiting themselves. From childhood, we're told, success takes effort. Money comes slowly. You have to deserve happiness. Those phrases sound wise, but in reality, they become the walls we build around our potential. I no longer accept these old beliefs. I know now that reality adjusts to the level of confidence I carry inside. If I see myself as someone who already has what they desire, I begin living as that person. But if I keep doubting, stuck in past memories, I just repeat the same cycles. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that the brain is constantly replaying the past, the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same habits. And that's why change feels so hard. We're unknowingly staying inside our old identity. But when I step out of that, when I enter a new state of being, the world around me begins to shift. I meet people I never expected. I receive offers I never saw coming. Doors open that once seemed invisible. This isn't just a metaphor. It's backed by quantum physics. Every possible version of reality already exists. There's already a version of me who is everything I desire. That version doesn't live in the future. It exists now, in parallel. And when I become emotionally and mentally aligned with that version, I lock into it. I saw it in real life. People who recover from illness faster than doctors thought possible, they don't just heal. They believe. They hold certainty. And that belief changes everything. The body doesn't respond to time. It responds to energy and faith. Placebo studies show the same thing. When someone believes they're taking a powerful medicine, the body responds as if it were true. And manifestation works the same way. I no longer say, I hope it happens. Now I say, it already has. And when I step into that identity, the identity of someone who already has it, life begins to reflect that change instantly. Over time, I began to understand something deeper. Manifestation isn't a technique. It's not a list of steps or rituals. It's not about repeating affirmations for hours or meditating until enlightenment. It's much simpler and far more powerful. It's about who I am being moment to moment. When I'm fully convinced that my desire has already come true, I don't just wish for it, but feel it as a present fact. The world around me begins to shift. I see people show up at the right time. Opportunities appear. Events align without force. Manifestation happens not when I hope, but when I know. And that difference is massive. Hope leaves room for doubt. It splits my energy between two realities. One where the desire is fulfilled, and one where it isn't. But when I know, when I decide with complete inner conviction, only one outcome becomes possible. As Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, the quantum field doesn't respond to what we want. It responds to who we are. And if I see myself as someone who is still waiting, then I will keep waiting. But if I embody the version of me who already has it, that reality becomes mine. I started experimenting, not just visualizing or daydreaming, but living each day as if my desire was already real. Walking like that version of me, thinking like them, breathing like them, looking at the world through their eyes. And something extraordinary happened. Reality started to mirror that version. It was like flipping a switch. I entered a state of already having it. No more if, no more when, no more maybe, just quiet certainty. And with that came something even more powerful, peace. My mind stopped resisting. It stopped asking. It just flowed. And in that peace, everything moved faster. I no longer felt the urge to constantly check if my desire had manifested. I stopped needing external signs or proof. When I'm truly certain, I don't need validation, just like I don't wonder if my next breath will come. I simply know. Since then, I've acted from a completely different place. I now live in the state of already, not someday, not almost, but now. And the difference in results is beyond anything I imagined. Before, I tried to control the process, to push and force it. Now I allow it to unfold. I trust. I align. I live in that certainty. And from that place, everything accelerates. Once I understood how this truly works, I realized something powerful. The key to transformation isn't effort, time, or struggle. It's certainty. But not surface-level confidence. I'm talking about deep, unshakable knowing. It's already done. I stopped placing my desires into long-term plans or realistic timelines. I stopped telling myself, maybe in a few years. Instead, I shifted into a new mindset. If I decide it can happen now, then it's already on its way. And as strange as it may sound, that's exactly how things began to unfold. I started noticing countless examples in my life and in others. Someone gets their dream job just days after choosing to change careers. Someone heals from a serious injury in a fraction of the time doctors predicted. Someone finds love the moment they stop obsessing over finding it. And I realized these things don't just happen. They're the result of precise internal alignment. I no longer let the past dictate what the future should look like. Yes, maybe in the past things took years, but that doesn't mean it has to happen that way again. Because now I know, the only factor that determines the speed of change is my level of certainty. The moment I stop doubting and start knowing, everything shifts. My energy changes. My thoughts align. I feel like I've stepped into a new version of reality, one where what I want already exists. And here's what surprised me most. The most powerful tool for transformation isn't a method, a ritual, or a technique. It's a state of being. It's the identity I embody when I say, with full conviction, it's already done. I'm not hoping. I'm not asking. I am the person who already has it. When I speak from that place, reality responds. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. When I fully embrace the identity of someone who already has what they desire, when my inner world vibrates with that truth, life cannot help but match it. And this isn't just mental. I feel in my body. Stress disappears. My breathing deepens. My thoughts become clear. Science confirms that in such states, brainwaves shift into a gamma frequency, the same state seen in monks and long-time meditators. My nervous system calms. Stress hormones drop. I enter a state of internal balance, where manifestation flows effortlessly. One thing I learned, in the first phase of manifesting a desire, I don't talk about it. Not because it's magical, but because outside opinions can plant doubt. In those first hours, I protect my energy. It's sacred between me and the universe. Just like a seed planted in the soil, I don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. I trust. I water it. and I know it will bloom. That's how I now treat my desires. I don't wait. I don't hope. I know. And from that knowing, everything changes.